Hello, Year 10. This is Mr. Perez, and this is your explanation for your second assessment task. So, real quick, we will stop and we will highlight the due date, which is the 8th of April 2020, which is the Wednesday in week 11. Go ahead, take some time to highlight that now. Now, the assessment task. This is a civil rights campaign essay. In this task, you will prepare an essay that will address the following. Evaluate the effectiveness of the methods of one campaign for civil rights and freedoms in Australia or the USA from 1945 to the present. Now, our key term here is evaluate, our action word. Evaluate means to make a judgment based on criteria determining the value of something. In your essay, you are to choose one of the following civil rights campaigns from Australia or the United States. We have a list here of Australian campaigns: the Freedom Rides 1967 referendum, the 10 Embassy, land rights regarding Mabo versus Queensland. We have the Wave Hill walk-off. We have the reconciliation policy. In the U.S., we have the Montgomery bus boycotts, Freedom Rides, desegregation of schools, all right, with emphasis on Brown versus Board of Education or the Little Rock Nine. Civil Rights Act of 1964, which included many protests from Martin Luther King. The Voting Rights Act of 1965, a major protest that helped to push that was the Selma to Montgomery marches. And we also had the Black Power movement by Malcolm X in the United States of America. So in this essay, you should refer to the aim of the campaign, the method utilized by the campaigners, campaign developments, including how they dealt with changes, lack of changes, and resistance, whether the campaign was successful, effective in achieving their aims, why or why not. Effectiveness may include awareness, prompting actions from people, changing legislation, creating new legislation, adding value to the civil rights movement. At least 3 different pieces of evidence may be visual and or written. This evidence should support your evaluation, because that is what we are doing. We are creating an evaluation. You will need to provide a correctly cited bibliography for all the evidence used to compose your essay. We are looking for APA format for your essay bibliography. You need to include any visual sources you used in your bibliography as well. Now, key, your essay should be approximately 1,200 words, plus or minus 10%. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's the rule of thumb when writing, when you're given a word limit. Now, this task will assess how well you can make an evaluation or a judgment, use evidence to support your judgment, write a cohesive and well-structured essay. The outcomes being assessed in this task are HD 5-4, explains and analyzes the causes and effects of events and developments in the modern world and Australia. HD 5-6 uses relevant evidence from sources to support historical narratives, explanations, and analysis of the modern world and Australia. Now, some submission instructions. You need to include your correctly cited bibliography at the end of your document, including correct visual sources if used. Your essay should be typed into a single Word document. All right, try and keep the font to Arial and size 12. Ensure your name and your teacher's name are on the document. It gets annoying having to write your names when you forget to put them on there. You need to submit your task to turn it in by 8:30 a.m. Right? Do not include this cover sheet and to turn it in as it will increase your similarity report. Now, the assessment task criteria. We're just going to go over the top one because this is what we should all be aiming for. So, first dot point. This demonstrates perceptive judgment relevant to the effectiveness of methods used in a civil rights campaign. So, are you making that evaluation? Demonstrates comprehensive and detailed historical knowledge and understanding relevant to civil rights and freedoms. All right, are you putting it all together to make your case for that evaluation? Supports the response with appropriate reference to relevant sources, may analyze and evaluate sources. Includes correctly cited bibliography. Are you backing up your evaluation with evidence? presents a sustained, logical, cohesive response using a range of appropriate historical terms and concepts. This goes to your writing structure with paragraphs, making sure that it flows, making sure that we're using the appropriate historical terms and concepts. Think about those words that we cover in class every single day. Now, this assessment is out of 25 marks. If you have any questions or concerns, please see your teachers sooner rather than later. You have a little bit over 2 weeks that you're getting this task on now today, Friday. So make sure that you are getting started on it sooner rather than later. Again, if you have any questions and concerns, please see your relevant history teacher, or you can come see myself if you have any questions. Please rewatch the video, all right, and get started sooner rather than later. Thank you.